Hello, everybody. Welcome to another Instructor Insights. I'm here with Pennie Sue Alexander. Alexander? I went sort of American then. Do you go Alexander or Alexander?
Alexander.
Alexander. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Yeah.
I just went a bit, I don't know. Don't know where it came from. Anyway, I'm here with Pennie. That's because I normally call you Pennie. That's all. Yeah, we haven't got a plan.
No,
So
we have.
we're just going to have a chat. So welcome to everyone. I'll let Pennie tell you a bit about what she does so you know who she is. You probably figured out who I am by now. Yeah, we'll explore and see where the conversation takes us. Welcome for the ride. Yeah, go on. What are you and who do you do?
What am I? I have to know about what I am. What am I? I think I'm a female, but last time I checked anyway. I'm what do I do? First of all, thank you for having me, Chris. It's
My pleasure.
nice to be here. I have no idea what I'm saying at this point in time, so we'll just have to see how it flies.
It's all good.
I'm an ADI of 10 and a half years, 11 years. 11 years. Yeah.
Cool.
Now train driving instructors, as well as still teaching learners and being full-time East Anglian Drivability as a driving assessor.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm a little bit busy, but we need to keep busy. Apart from that, I don't do much.
Oh, I know that feeling. Do you get people going, so how do you fit it all in? Oh, yeah.
Time. Yeah. Because I don't do anything else. Don't
Yeah,
have a life.
yeah, absolutely. Or you find the gaps and you go, I'll make use of that. I'll do something with
I'll
it.
do something there. Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Coursework takes a lot of my time. So I'm always doing courses.
yes,
I'm doing an outdoor mobility and driving assessments course through the Oxford Brooks and driving mobility at the moment.
cool.
So I'm just on the final bits of my essay, and that's it. That's complete.
So I've got a colleague, Michelle, who does the mobility work and stuff, and everyone she teaches is, I mean, different. It's like the variety of things. I know driving instructors are all pupils are unique. Oh my God, they're unique.
Oh yes, definitely.
They turn up with various limbs or
Missing, yeah, bits missing.
conditions, and you get very blasé about it, don't you, when you're doing the work? It's just what happens.
Just
But
normal.
what is so that there's a word. Did you see the Facebook post?
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can we use the word normal?
Everybody is normal.
Yes.
There's no non-normal people. They're all normal because no, you're normal too, Chris. They're all normal because we're all individual and everybody is completely different. Whether we've got a finger missing, an arm missing, or we're all in one piece.
Yeah.
All different. We're all different. So we are all normal.
We're all as abnormal as the next person.
Exactly. Yeah.
And I say it fascinates me. I've just had a message about theory with someone who's got Down syndrome, and I don't know if I'm allowed to say this, but I will because it's only you and me here anyway.
Yeah.
That's one of the conditions, if that's the right phrase. 'Cause I'm always worried about offending people. I do it, but I worry about it. That I haven't ticked off my list. I've worked with so many people with different conditions, and that's one I haven't. So I'm oddly excited if I'm allowed to be, because I like the variety of stuff. I like the experience of working with people, not just conditions, but religions, backgrounds, and everything.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
People are fascinating, aren't they?
so what's the most interesting?
Most interesting. Well, in the work that I do,
Yeah,
well, that's all of it. I
yeah.
like it. There's not one bit that I dislike. I find the assessment's the most stressful
Okay.
because you don't know what you're going to see.
Yes.
You really do not know. So with learners, you build them up. Even if they've had lessons before, you're going to start in a nice quiet area. You're talking to them. You've got an idea of roughly what you're going to get, and you go off and you build it up. See what they can do. In an assessment, can't do that. It's right.
Yes.
Let's go. Let's see what they can do. Let's see how many times we can get killed today.
Because you kind of start from a can-do perspective, don't you?
Yeah.
You go in at that, whereas, as you say, with learners, you can go in and go, right, show me if you can do this.
Yeah. So it depends on the assessment. So if we're assessing for somebody that's got a missing arm, for example, that's different. We're going in, we're looking, we're talking to them, working out what they can do, what they can't do, how their brain actually works and functions. Is everything there okay? And what do they need to be able to drive? So we're looking at push-pull hand controls. If it's an arm missing, it's probably a steering spinner if both the legs are working with standard automatic. If only one leg's working, so if only the left leg's working, it'd be a left foot accelerator. So it depends on the reason they're in the situation they are. If we're doing an assessment for somebody that's maybe had a stroke that's not affected physically in any way, but they are affected cognitively, or we've got somebody with dementia, then we're going out on the road and we don't know what we get, because it's just an assessment. It's just looking at what they're doing, how are they driving, are they safe?
Yeah.
And then going from there. So we do a full cognitive assessment with them, a physical assessment and everything. Yeah, it's very interesting. Everybody's different, as we were saying before, and some can be quite scary.
Yes.
I've had an emergency stop on the dual carriageway, a national speed limit dual carriageway, about 300 meters from a roundabout. With traffic in front of us.
Expected, as in they just did it.
They just did it. Got confused. Didn't know what they were doing. Slammed the brake on. Fortunately, the lorry that had been behind us had just decided to overtake us.
Yeah.
We were very, very lucky, but managed to get him off. He was in a manual car as well, so I managed to do that. Come off the pedals. Come off the pedals. Oh, we'll get us moving. Right, just have the gas for me. Let's go. Pulled him around the corner and took over.
Recovered and then took over.
Yes.
I think it's awesome work. I don't like saying no to people, which is one of the reasons that puts me off. So same with the examiner job. You know, I like the building them up thing, and I hate coming along and going, I'm really sorry, but
yeah, that's the hardest part of the job, is saying to somebody that they're no longer safe driving, and it's trying to explain to them that it's their medical condition that's causing it to happen, and it's not them.
Yeah,
it's out of their control, and they won't be able to get back into it. If it's a stroke, they may well be able to, so they may be able to repair all those networks.
How do you feel about when they just get handed back a license? Because that happens quite a lot, doesn't it? With things like strokes and
yeah. So normally, if we see them, we'll send, if they're not safe on the road at that point, we'll send them out for some driving lessons, and then they come back and have another assessment. If they don't turn up, then they may get a DVLA letter telling them that they have to come for a final assessment before their license is revoked.
Yeah.
So generally, a stroke, if they've had a stroke, it's a month without driving, and then if there's no residual effects from the stroke, you can just get back into driving. You don't have to inform the DVLA.
Yeah.
If there is any residual effect after that period, they need to inform the DVLA. It's usually the OT that they have in the stroke rehabilitation team that mends us.
Because I know I've worked with a few people that have just said, I've been told I can just go and drive, but I don't feel I can. Yeah, I want you to come out and hold my hand, basically.
Yeah.
And I had another one of the reasons that I don't like hand controls myself. With two things. One, so my dyslexic brain doesn't like it. I'm not allowed to drive one of those cars on my own because I really, the concentration is huge because it's different, and I'm not the most coordinated person. You will never see me dancing, put it that way. So yeah, it's not a me thing, and I look at it from a risk perspective. Why put myself at more risk? But I also had a situation where a lovely lady locally said, "I have by choice moved to hand controls because her legs were getting a little bit weak and she didn't feel comfortable." Um, and she didn't have to have an assessment. It was, it was by choice. So she hadn't had any training. They come along and kitted her car out and said, "You'll be fine. Just go around the car park a couple of times."
Yeah, we're actually trying to stop that happening. So most around here anyway, the adaptation companies tend to say, well, we will do them, but you've got to go and have an assessment first to
Yeah.
make sure that what you're choosing is suitable. Because I've had people go in, say they want this, that, or the other, have them fitted to the car, and it's not been the correct thing for them.
No,
Yeah, so
it's well, she
trying
she
to stop that.
she took out the neighbour's car, which is why she decided she needed help. And it ended up being that we wrote off the car against a tree. There were no dual control, and at the time there was no one locally with dual controlled hand control vehicle.
Yeah,
So we did the sensible thing. I felt we were managing the risk. So we do under 17. So we used the site that we use for under 17 and started out very, very gently. I made sure I could knock it into neutral because that made sense. So not a problem. And we got out onto the road. She was doing all right. And then all of a sudden, a post van appeared behind us, and she stopped in the middle of the road and was freaking out slightly. And I was like, "It's fine. We're just going to very gently move over to the side of the road and stop, and it'll be fine." Full acceleration, straight into a tree. I did my there. I'm going to knock it into neutral. It's all good because for me, the world slowed down a bit because it was a hybrid on a downhill under full acceleration. Nope, that wasn't happening. And yeah, straight into the tree, wrote the car off. We were both incredibly lucky. We crashed outside a fireman's house who was off duty. It's plan everything. Who called all his mates in the fire engine to come and sort the car out, and then gave us a lift home in his taxi because he was also a black cab driver. And I was sat at the side of the road like this, and the sergeant came over and went, "Are you all right, sir? Do you need medical attention?" I went, "No, I'm covering up my driving school." Uh, yeah, we were really lucky, and that taught me a massive lesson that I was overconfident in my own ability to talk people through stuff, because when panic kicks in,
and you can't do anything, can you?
and I would never go out in a hand control car, definitely, or adapted car without dual controls, and I'm reluctant to go out in other cars. I still do, but I cherry pick.
Yeah,
You know,
I much prefer to have dual controls. Yeah, when I've trusted learners and they're at that stage where they're about test ready, okay, but I liked my control.
yeah,
I don't
I
want to have my control.
yeah, I say I learned that one, and I was always really confident with my own overconfident in my own ability. It's a character flaw, that I was like, no, I can deal with that. I've dealt with it before. It'll be fine. Until it isn't, you don't realise. And I'm now very cautious when I advise other people, and I always say find somewhere with dual controls so that they can make sure you're safe.
Yeah,
You can afford to get it wrong then.
yeah,
It's not. I don't think it's as easy to kind of counter what they're doing. At least if it's the pedals, you can be off the pedals. But it's that they're doing something with that control, and
yeah.
So
I've heard everybody that I've seen when we're doing the assessments, because we go out on the road straight away because we haven't got any off-road tracks.
yeah,
So I'll always talk to them to start with. If you're going to panic, if something goes wrong, just let go.
yeah,
Don't do anything. Just let go.
Cover your eyes.
Oh, yeah. I'll do everything. Just let go and let me take over.
Yeah.
Then usually as soon as they start moving, that's it. It's a full acceleration straight towards the car in front of us.
Yeah.
Let's stop first. Let go.
So who, or what was the condition of the person who other people might have looked at and said they're never going to? Because I've had it just with someone being deaf. Well, is it safe for them to drive? Well, yeah.
Yeah.
There's
There's one condition where you cannot drive, and that's when you can't see anything.
So yes, although we're nearly at the point that they can manage that, aren't we?
Yeah. Yes. But then there's the speed of sight.
So yes,
on a racetrack, don't they, or on a track, and let them have a go, which is brilliant. Yeah.
Yeah. If anyone hasn't got involved with that, it's well worth a look.
Yeah.
As much as anything, just to listen to John talking.
Yeah.
He's got one of those chocolate voices that just you melt into. Yeah. I anytime I get to turn up, I try to have a chat with him because you just he should record bedtime stories. It really would. He would sell
yeah.
so many. He's the Barry White of the driving scene.
Yeah.
So yes. Yeah. So what would have you had anywhere you've kind of other people would look and go, absolutely no way?
Most likely, but I don't look at people and think that.
No, that's fair. You get normalization is probably not the right word either, is it?
Yeah, so you get people that come in that can hardly walk, or older people all hunched over, needing sticks, and they're really slow on what they're doing. Drive absolutely fine. So no way of knowing.
Yeah, I had one of those, and it was her daughter got in touch, said, "Can you check out her driving?" Her husband had died, so they were, worried about her remotely. She was awesome, and she'd had a crash. That was what triggered it, a mini roundabout crash, and we went back to where it happened and had a look. And she was telling me how she was in the wrong. It's all her fault, and I went, liability, yeah, absolutely. Do you know what? They weren't there when you went. They've got a responsibility as well, not to drive at the car in front of them. It's not always. I think liability doesn't always tell us everything, and you forget that there's human beings and choices, and
that's it. Yeah. Other people need to react too. It's not always down to one person.
So, if you had twice the amount of hours in your week,
yeah,
what else would you add to your mix of things?
What else would I add?
Yeah.
What else is there to add?
I don't know. I wonder if there was an area that you kind of wish you had time to get into.
I suppose a bit more time for myself and family. That would be nice.
Yeah.
But I work 7 days a week, so it would be nice to have some time off. Yeah, so maybe
there is a way you can fix that.
Yeah, not do anything.
Just pencil it out in the diary.
I do occasionally, yeah. I actually had Saturday off last week, because my learner cancelled. Only had one booked in that day, so it was an easy day. And then she got called into work, so she cancelled. So actually had a day off. That was nice.
What did you do with it?
What did I do with it? Not a lot.
That's a nice thing.
We did go shopping.
Yeah.
I haven't been shopping with my husband for a long time. So we spent about 3 hours getting food shopping.
Nice.
Not really, but it was something different.
I just think sometimes that kind of just doing something, I enjoy that. Yeah. I get laughed at home because I'm like, I'll go to Tesco's. I'll happily wander over there. Like, you'll be an hour. Yes, I will be, because I really enjoy just wandering around, looking at stuff and shutting my brain off.
Not thinking about something.
Yeah, I had a lovely day yesterday. We had a bit of a having to juggle childcare and stuff week. which was a bit stressful. But yesterday ended up being myself and Lottie, my 1 year old, and oh, it was blooming awesome. And yeah, it was just she was in a really fun mood, and we were just laughing and joking around, and yeah, and it was. I need to make sure that that's in my week because I'm happiest when I'm working, but I'm not really.
Um,
I just
with
I
what
just
what we're dotty about, no.
no, I need to shut the brain down. That's what it is.
Yeah.
And there's nothing quite like being a child to and enjoying that childish stuff where you're laughing at something that doesn't exist.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Okay.
yeah,
So mine are grandchildren, so my youngest grandchild is 6 now.
yeah,
My older two are 11 and 12. Yeah, 11 and 12.
yeah,
So I don't see them enough. So the two girls live quite close to me, only about 20 minutes away. But I hardly ever see them because I just don't have time. My,
yeah.
my daughter, Kellyanne, she drives with hand controls. She's
Hmm.
got neuropathy. So she's got a trigger control she drives with.
Yeah.
So she
What came first? Her needs for those, or you being in the role?
actually me being in the role.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's interesting. It's yeah,
it was quite fortunate. She's diabetic and she's a brittle diabetic, and so she's got peripheral neuropathy now.
yeah,
Um, she has to have injections in her eyes, so we're hoping that her eyes will stabilise so that she can continue to drive. She's all
yeah,
right at the moment. Um, but yeah, she had about 2 years where she wasn't able to drive because she was like in hospital, out of hospital. She was airlifted to hospital on one occasion.
yeah,
That was a bit scary.
yeah,
And I was up on a driving mobility conference and got the call to say that she'd been collapsed and been rushed into hospital. The girls were she was supposed to pick the girls up from school
yeah. Hmm.
early to take them to the dentist and didn't turn up. And the school didn't think anything of it and just release the girls as normal. They got home and found her collapsed on the floor. They went, they called 999, went and got a neighbour on
Yeah,
the request of the operator. And the neighbour come round, she wasn't breathing. So they got the air ambulance out and she had a GCS of 5 when they got there.
yeah.
There was 3 days in critical care unit.
Blimey.
So that was a tough time. It's not the only
Yeah,
time she went to resus last year, but that was another 3 days in hospital. So
yeah. It, it's that interesting thing of the fact that you were in that world and everything, and so many people in the industry who, in lots of different ways, you've jumped it with both feet. It's
well, too, yeah.
it's. I don't know if I should say that when you're doing disability work, but anyway. But no, actually it's okay, isn't it? I used to work with blind people, not doing this job. But I used to do some voluntary work with blind people. I never won a game of pool.
They always won.
Every time they won, to begin with, it was because they took the mickey out of me and just went, "Oh, I'm retaking that shot." And I was going, "Well, they're blind. I've got to let." No, that didn't last. I started getting really strict, but actually, they could see enough to targeted enough to make use of it, and probably made them better at it in some ways. Um, and I learned you can say anything. It's you that's the one that's got the issue with it, not them. They
Yeah.
they including the guy who I was walking, had to go back to the main site. I was walking with him. We were chatting away, and he walked straight into a wall because I forgot I was supposed to be looking for him. We were chatting, and there was nothing. You forgot for a
Yeah.
moment, and yeah, it's
Normal, isn't it? When you're with people, it's just what you do. Yeah.
yeah.
You don't think anything of it. Yeah.
No, no, and I just love people's attitudes and mindsets and stuff, and I know sometimes they're busy dealing with the loss, if it's a limb loss or something, they're dealing with that, and you're part of either they can or they can't.
Yeah.
But equally, there's the ones that they've just been born with it.
Yeah, we've had it all their lives. Yeah, my granddaughter's got missing toe, and she's had her fingers were fused together when she was born, so she's
Oh,
had it
right.
separated. So her little finger and that doesn't work. So they've been still been toying with the idea of actually amputating her little finger.
Right.
Whether they will or not, don't know. She had Kellyanne had amniotic band syndrome,
Right.
and she was pregnant with Alyssa. So yeah, so the bands got wrapped around various parts of the body.
Right.
But,
Cool, blimey.
yeah, she's
But isn't it? We don't know these things. I haven't had this conversation with you. It's and I know the work you do, but and I've heard you mention things along the way, and but it is we so often don't know who's behind the person we meet at the test centre or what have you, and
yeah, yeah. There's
it's
lots to everybody, isn't there?
yeah, absolutely. And so it's, same with pupils. I think we suddenly realise that there's human beings sat next to us, and
Yeah,
you pick up on things, and we all have bad days. But it's the same for the bloke behind who's beeping his horn. You
yeah,
know, I
yeah.
just I assume everyone needs a wee. That's always been my approach.
Yeah, I say I must be having a bad day. Yeah,
Yeah,
we will get them. Yeah,
yeah.
definitely.
Well, I have spread the message, and I think it might be beginning to take hold that if you beep at a learner car, there's a safety system built in which applies the brakes.
Yes.
So it will automatically stall to protect everybody. So every time you beep, expect it to stall.
Yeah,
I won't say whether I've told the learner to maybe just deliberately, but yeah, it's
you have to, don't you?
it's no, it is. It's all good. So you said you've done tons of training, and I think every time I spoke to you, you've been doing a different course.
Yeah.
It's yeah. What would you recommend to people? What
I
area of it was surprise?
can't recommend my favourite course so far because
Hmm.
it's no longer available. So that was the BTEC 4.
Right.
Right
Yes.
section.
Yeah.
Um, what do I recommend? The ones I've done.
Why? What was it about the BTEC that made it the best course?
Because you're actually looking at yourself
Okay. Yeah.
and you're they give it was giving you the information. It was like being back at school or at
Hmm.
college. They'll give you the information, then you go away and you work on that information that you've got. So you're looking at yourself, how you've developed yourself, so how you look at what you're doing with your student and how you're going to change that to make yourself better for your
Yeah.
students. So I signed up. When did I sign up? Last year to do Kevin Tracy Field's competent drivers course.
Tracy and Kev. Yeah.
Yeah, I then put that on hold because I couldn't do this other course that I've been doing because that's really intense until but now that's finished. I've got until March to get Kevin Tracy's one done.
Hmm.
Then I'm on the bright coaching one.
I was gonna. I could hear the coaching coming then.
Yeah.
So so this is something I'm interested in at the moment because we're looking at just us individually are looking at the benefit of mandated versus voluntary CPD and whether there should be some kind of encouragement towards doing it or whether people should just be left to get on with it on their own because it comes up a lot. So it's something we've started discussing and fascinating views from different people. What you obviously are ridiculously self-motivated when it comes to that growth and
I've
discovery.
always liked education, so
Yeah.
yeah, whatever I've done, I've always like gone into that theory side of it and what goes on and how I can improve whatever I'm doing. So that's just me as an individual. But I would say because our industry changes,
Mm-hmm.
going, it's something that we should be doing. I think it should be mandatory to do CPD. But it's how do you mandate it and what do you mandate it with?
Where's the border? Has it got to be industry stuff, which bores me.
Yeah, I don't do all industry stuff. No.
I like all the other
Yeah.
stuff. And then because I love going fishing, I love going out there, finding something that's so not connected to the industry, and then going, how can we make it fit? Anyone who hasn't seen it should check out um, my dog training article on the DITC website.
I haven't looked at that.
No, I check it out. It's on dog behavior training for learner drivers. A lovely lady in America. It was when Harry was born, who I can hear strumming guitar in the background. So he's clearly here. So we're 14 odd years ago. And I found this article about how you can set in a glass ceiling effectively for young adolescent, mainly male dogs who get overstimulated and then lose control. And I was like, would that make sense with young male, particularly male drivers? So I took her breakdown and training approach, and I kind of wrote a parallel to it, and I sent it across to her. Are you all right if I do this? And she loved it. And I got invited to America to go and work on some stuff, and it was just the wrong time in my life. It was self-funded as well, and I was more broke than I am now, and it doesn't mean anything. And it was, yeah, it was just the wrong time. I'd love to revisit that, but that was a fishing expedition where I went, do you know what? That's kind of similar. Let's see where it can take us. For me, that's the best CPD I can do. And I run screaming from the academic stuff, and I just struggle to get it from here to out there. And I was having a lovely chat with Kev about how accessible courses are now. So I might try and revisit some things, because yeah, he said we find a way to make that work. Whether you record a video or you record an audio note, or you make it out of origami and they'll judge that. Whatever it seems to be anything, but that actually they're trying to be accessible, so people like me shouldn't be put off.
No, yeah, I'd recommend trying something and seeing how it goes. If I could have afforded it, or if I was younger, I'd probably do a degree in psychology.
Yes.
I never ever dreamed that I would ever be interested in psychology.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's something I would like to have done.
That's cool. I join you on that. It's that academic thing is, I find, quite scary. And no hours in the day doesn't help.
Doesn't help, no.
We make them. That's fine.
That's if we've got that extra like week in a week.
Yeah.
That's what I would do. Yeah.
Just hyper focus, get it done. So yeah, no, I think they're always my concerns when DVSA starts saying about mandated CPD, because I know it's going to be the boring crap stuff that I don't like.
Yeah. Yeah. Or sit in front of a screen and listen to somebody.
Yeah. And it's
don't work for me.
If I'm not getting anything from it, then it's a waste of time. That's devaluing CPD, and I don't like that either.
Yeah, exactly. That's one of the issues with having it as mandatory, isn't it? It's what would they do for that CPD? That would be my concern if it was mandatory.
Yeah.
But should it just be something that people are encouraged to do rather than making it mandatory? So it's thinking about what would encourage people to do CPD.
Yes.
Maybe some money off your insurance. That would be nice, wouldn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. I think I like the the other side of DVSA, MOTs and lorries and such, and they have schemes in place where if you're a well-behaved fleet company, a lorry company, they don't look at you as hard. You get the free passes, or you get the treats, which is that we won't come around every 5 minutes and look. We'll trust you a bit more, and they work on that trust. I think they were going to do that with instructors. I think we shot ourselves in the foot by not being good enough at that kind of playing fair. And I'd like to see a bit more of that, of going, well, I tell you what, if you show us that you're doing some work, that might count towards, like they could give us a bonus on our tip report, couldn't they?
Yeah.
You know, on that kind of thing. I'd love to get insurance companies involved, but trying to do that, I've been there, done that. It's come up again because I know DVSA are trying to do the same thing now, and we were having a chat at the steering group that we are part of. It's kind of going, I know some people, you know, with the weight of DVSA behind me, I might be able to actually get a decent foot in the door. But again, that's about them saying yes, we'll work with, and they don't like having.
You do get a discount if you're grade A, don't you?
So you can do.
You so when I was looking for my Volvo, because I'm still a grade B because I'm still waiting for an SC. I've been told no.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah, it seems ridiculously unfair. That is as part of the audit open letter that we've sent up. That that comes under that, because if someone wants to become audit, they've got to be grade A. Well, if you're not offering that, poor old Josh got his standards checked.
Yeah,
We can become
audit. Yeah, I can't even get a standards check though.
There is one way to do it. Start abusing people. Just keep shouting, get enough complaints.
I tried dropping my pass rate down, but that didn't work either.
Do what I do. Just send a couple of open letters to the DVSA, and they soon start, your fingers out. I've still got it. It's here. I'm hanging on to it.
It's still got it.
It's mine. I get told I don't do the proper job anyway. So yes, it's. But I do think it's about us making ourselves professional and highlighting. I also think this is why I want to do these sessions. So you, I think, are a really good example of someone who I massively respect what you do and how seriously you take it, but you're a little bit of one of those kind of slightly under the radar people, not annoyingly visible like I have a habit of doing. It isn't deliberate, it's just where I've ended up. But I think there's lots of instructors in the industry, and some that I don't even know they exist. I know you're there, but I think there's all of those things that we should be championing those, having badges of honor where you go and this is an instructor who's achieved this accolade or whatever it is. Do we do that? No, the second grade A comes into the equation. Everyone gets defensive.
Yeah, and people can be so cruel as well, can't they?
Yeah.
So is it jealousy that they do it for? Is it?
If we admit they're better than us, that's a problem, isn't it?
Yeah.
And it's okay to be, in a mix of people and to recognize that expertise. I'd say I think your area of things, that the disabilities and everything else. I did the QEF course. If it was now, I'd probably do John's course, John Rogers, Disability Driving Instructors.
I've done that one, but I haven't actually done the QEF course.
No, I think John's covers
a big range. Yes.
I thoroughly enjoyed it, even though it wasn't the work that I was planning to go and do, but it gave me more information.
Yeah.
The second I get a question like that, the moment that I'm out of my depth at all, I would get in touch with yourself, John, Michelle, and say, look, that's what you know.
Yeah, that's what I know. Go there.
Yeah, and we often do it because it's specialist. It's not what I do, but actually, it can also be more about it because you've been doing it longer.
Yeah.
And we're not a good industry for that, because we don't encourage the mentoring and we don't encourage the career progression. We just say, here's your badge, get on with it. And then you end up with people going, well, I can't find stuff. And Josh, who I did the previous one of these with, Josh Holleran, is that right? Yes. Awful with names. I have to apologize to everyone so often. Josh is right. But if anyone needs to find him, so Mirror Signal Podcast, he came into things. I remember talking to him fairly early, and he was saying, I'm doing this because it's not out there. Yes, it is. but we're really bad at signposting. Hence the DITC, that's where we came from, was to signpost people. We're obviously not doing as good a job as we should be because people are still not finding it. But the problem is they're not finding us. So just all of that. Let's champion some stuff of our own, not of DVSA's, of ours.
Yeah, but that is that the way to go forward? Because the DVSA are our governing body, aren't they? They're the
The
ones.
Minimum Standards Agency, yes.
Yeah. They're the ones that just make sure we run mediocre-ish.
Good enough, yeah.
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 So it's down to us to improve.
Yeah.
We're the only, if we're not improving, we're the only ones to blame.
It's interesting. Blame's interesting, isn't it? Because it's that thing of you've achieved the minimum and you don't have to achieve more than that.
Yeah. So a lot of people are happy at that stage, aren't they? They get to the minimum, that's it, I'm happy.
But they don't realise they could love their job.
Yeah.
They only like their job at that point.
Yeah. So I've helped a few people develop their skills.
Yeah.
And go from being really fed up with the job to actually really enjoying it and wanting to do more hours because they were semi-retired.
Yeah. That was when you say about try-coaching, the BTEC and everything, that was the thing I've spoken to the most people who did it, where they've said it allowed me to love what I do.
Yeah.
Because before I was doing what I do, but actually suddenly I discovered me, and through that I discovered how to then discover other people and make them what's most important. And then from there I love what I do. And the try coaching, I'd say this with the greatest respect, the try coaching disciples are absolutely dyed in the wool. It's all about this, there's a real, which I think has been some of think, like the coaching was missold to the industry because of it. It was you're either an instructor or a coach, not here's here's a set of skills,
Yeah.
But yeah, do you think the likes of Bright Coaching can fill that void that's been left by Try Coach?
I would hope so. I'll let you know next year.
Yeah,
I'll finish it.
we need something there.
Yeah, yeah.
We need,
because Kevin Neil Whiteman,
yes,
they've got their idea course, and they
yes,
fast tracking some people to do the training.
So you've got accredited stuff, haven't you? So that's where, and I respect the effort that goes into that, but I always worry that jumping through hoops is what becomes important rather than what's important.
Yeah.
So you've got the accredited stuff, and I think there's a space for both. I everyone who knows my training, I'll happily go, right, let's do a Zoom session for an hour on a subject so that you feel that you can decide if you want to go further into it or not. Let's share a bit of wisdom thrown together on the back of a fag packet kind of training.
That's I do. Yeah. I don't this all set out, you must do this, you must do that. It's
there's a lovely
there's
a lovely place for that, and I think it's really important. But I also think we should then value that stuff where people have, like yourself, dedicated themselves to that qualification. And I am a little bit envious of people that manage that, because I've tried, and then I've just gone, do you know what, I'm not enjoying it, and life's too short.
Yeah, you've got to enjoy what you do. I say you've got to enjoy what you do, and you've got to get something from it. If you're not getting anything from it, what's the point? It's a waste of money.
Yeah, do a different job or change the job you do. Absolutely.
So it's the same if you're teaching. If you're out there teaching someone to drive and you're thinking, I really hate this. Why am I doing this? Why do it? Find something else that you're going to enjoy. Life's too short. You've got to enjoy what you do. So I didn't enjoy my work when I first of all dropped out of university because it wasn't the right course for me. I'd done an engineering diploma at college from leaving school, Went to university to do a HAVAC course, heating, ventilation and air conditioning.
Right.
And it
Didn't
wasn't a
see
course
that
for me.
coming.
So
I,
that, sorry,
I didn't see that coming.
that going. Yeah, so that was me. I didn't get on with us. So I've always, all my life, got on with men and boys, no problem at all.
Yeah.
I went there. So bear in mind, this was in the 80s. Didn't get on with a single person. I was the only girl.
Yeah.
50 people in the class. Didn't get on with a single one.
Mm.
And then on a Monday, we were in a big group of, I think it was 150 in the lecture rooms. Again, I was the only female. And no interaction from anybody. And I just couldn't cope with that. I needed somebody to get on with and somebody to be with.
Yeah.
Instead of changing course, I was offered to change course and everything. So I just dropped out. Ended up, I went to a company called AW Alloys in Walthamstow.
Mm.
And I lasted about 3 weeks, I think it was. Had a row with the person that was training me. He told me I was doing everything wrong because I was supposed to be in my mind, I wanted to be an engineer. So I was wanting to go on the shop floor and do stuff.
Yeah.
But no, they put me in the sales office and I was told to do this, do this. So I'd done everything that he said, exactly as he said. And then he went and told me, done it all wrong. So I went down to the reception, got a piece of paper, handed it, wrote my notice out, handed it to him, walked out. Never looked back. Well, after that, I went to Tesco's. So I worked Tesco's as a produce supervisor, and then went across to the bakery. Now, had intended to then become a baker, so I enjoyed baking and doing cakes and things. They accepted me onto the bakery course to do this, and then I fell pregnant, so I was declined and wasn't allowed to do the course because I was pregnant. So that was my first bit of job.
Yes.
Don't know where I was going when I started talking about this, but I'll carry on.
Right.
So after that, I had my first child, then started doing the accounts for my dad. My dad was a car salesman.
Okay.
So I done his accounts. He then moved up to Cumbria, because we were down in Essex at the time. They moved up to Cumbria, and my ex-husband then took over the company. And needless to say, the company didn't last much longer.
Right.
Marriage lasted 16 years, so that lasted a little bit longer.
Yeah.
But we went away, so I had another child. Then we moved away. Dad ended up closing the business. Didn't make any money from turning over 1.3 million when I took over the book.
Yeah.
So yeah, Dad wasn't very happy. Then what happened? Moved out to Chelmsford. Parents had then moved, were living up in Cumbria at the time. So that's when I was doing the books for Dad. So after that, we moved up to Norfolk to be near my ex-husband's family because they were in Norfolk. Had my third child. So I've got 2 girls and a boy. And now I've got 2 granddaughters and a grandson.
Patterns. I love patterns. Go on.
Yeah. So when they were at school, so I have absolutely no idea where my story was going.
I know. You were talking about you got to love what you do.
Exactly, yeah. So that's what I was going from.
You haven't found it yet.
Yeah, I haven't got there yet. So from there, I was a mum for a little while. They then got old enough to join gymnastics club. So they joined gymnastics, and it was about 40-minute drive to get to the gymnastics club. So I ended up staying while they were there. I then ended up training. I ended up coaching. I then had my own. I was then one of the head coaches for the club. I then ended up opening my own club as well, and I loved that. I was there for 15 years coaching, but pay was nearly all voluntary, so we just ran my club up. But then I had a fall because we used to have to put the equipment out. I fell over, I damaged my wrist, I twisted my wrist and all the cartilage in my wrist, and I fell out of love with it because I couldn't be hands-on, I couldn't catch them. While I was there, I'd done HND in leisure management, so that when the club did become a permanent set-up thing, my intention was to manage it.
Right.
That didn't happen until 2 years after I left, which is typical.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, I love that. But because I fell out of love with it, I thought I can't do it anymore. I've got to find something else. I ended up going at Wetherspoons. I done 13 weeks there, the probation period. Then told them to stuff it.
Okay.
I didn't like that.
No.
Won't go into that one. That's another story. So in the meantime, I've met Derek, my husband. But he encouraged me to become a driving instructor because I'd said it's sort of thing. I'd always thought about it. So back when
it scratches an itch, doesn't it? It's
my kids were 3 and 5.
Learning or teaching is
I think that the kids were 18 months, 3 and 5 when I first of all thought about it because my mum had started to become a driving instructor. She'd done her part 1. She'd 100% on her part 1. It's in the days when you had to write out the answers.
Yes.
On multiple choice. But because I had the kids were too young for me to start doing something like that. So I started doing that in university instead. Didn't finish that either. And then when I went to go back to it, it was 16 years. And the cut-off point 16 years. So I would have had to start again. I didn't do that.
Yeah.
Jump into subjects again.
The best way.
Yeah. So in the meantime, while I thought, well, I need to earn some money. So I went back to Tesco's and I was a .com driver. So I started in East Dereham where I was living at the time. And then wanted to move out that house. We moved. I moved from Dereham store to Thetford store. So I was living all around Thetford and everywhere. And then while I was there, that's when I decided to start becoming training to be a driving instructor. So fortunately, when you're a .com driver, you have these down times where you're just sitting in the van doing nothing.
Yeah.
Great for doing your study. So I'd take my books with me and I'd be reading the books and working on that. So I got 99% on my first attempt at my theory. Then I had a little bit of a break because I got married. And then done part 2, passed that first time, 2 driving faults. Wasn't very happy about those driving faults.
It's not bad for a .com driver.
When I was driving the vans, they used to put the scores up on the walls. GDPR wasn't anything then, so they were allowed to put all the scores of the black boxes up on the walls.
Yes.
I was at the bottom when the first of all started. Before I took my part 2, I was the top. I was always scoring the top.
Nice.
I really practiced when I was at work.
Yeah.
They were just like semi-automatic vans, Iveco vans. So I practiced while I was at work, and it worked. I passed that. So then my part 3, with 3 attempts, it was the PST styles. Hated it, absolutely loathed it.
Role play, love it.
I can't stand role play.
No.
My PBIs know I can't stand role play, but I will do it if they want me to.
Yes.
But yeah, so first one, absolutely rubbish. Went across Crossroads, the examiner, straight across, bus coming from this way, car coming from that way. He just went straight for it. I thought, oh my God, what's going on here? I'd only one attempt at using drill controls before I took my part 3. And then I hadn't had any students either. I was just doing my lessons. 40 hours of lessons. Then I took my second one and I was still a bit reactive rather than proactive. And I said, I'm not going to come back from the next one. I'm going to leave it a while. I actually felt pregnant at the time. And I said, no, I'm going to leave it for a while, wait until like everything's sorted out, whatever baby or whatever happens, and then I'll come back to it. So bear in mind, I was in my 40s at this time. Unexpected pregnancy. The examiner, who's no longer an ADI examiner, he said to me, no, come back, you're going to make a good examiner. And I said, I don't know if I can. He said, yeah, you can, come back, go home, book it now and come back. So I went home and said, I do it. Spoke to my husband, said, yeah, you might as well go for it. So okay, I went for it. So I went and done the part 3 again, had the same examiner. All 4 tests was the same examiner, part 2 and all the part 3.
Yeah.
And he passed me. And I thought that was the worst one of the lot, apart from me. When at the beginning of it, he said, I know you. I said, yeah, you told me to come back. I said, I wasn't going to. He said, that's right. Yeah, I remember you now. I reckon that's what passed me. Skill.
But I think sometimes those things come into what's lovely is when we paint the picture of what you do now, right? The professional in all these areas and expertise in all these areas and everything else. I had this conversation yesterday with someone who'd failed the part 3 times and has now got to wait to then be able to go around again and everything else. Some of the best trainers are the ones that have failed, passed on the 3rd attempt or gone round again.
Yeah.
And it's so easy to look at the people that are out there doing it and doing it well, and you forget that they've had a journey.
Yeah.
And the reason they're doing it well is they found something they love, and that they enjoy it and they're good at it, and that's what spurs you on.
That's it. Yeah.
But it's so easy to forget that we haven't all been successful all the way through. We've made the mistakes, or it's weird. I was reflecting on what I do. I still haven't figured it out.
All right.
It's that thing of if I was going to write my CV, it's a real eclectic thing, and a lot of it is building networks, which is weird because I don't like people, but I like persons, and I want to.
Yeah.
If I've got people around me, then the other nasty people who are outside of my circle can't get to me in the same way. So it's a protective thing, and so I've done that all the way through. That's the reason I got a driving school, is because actually I like the idea of having people around me. The Facebook group, the DITC, is because I want to protect my people, which are the people in the industry. Because I it's that united by a badge thing. Oh, I've seen it so many times, and I love that about the industry. And you don't appreciate until you're in it that instructors who are competition and are all against each other, and that some instructors still see that as in, I've got 100% pass rate because I'm not going to admit that I'm not good enough, or whatever it is. That's not the industry. You get to that inner circle, and everybody will be honest and open and supportive, and that's what I love. And it's that. And yeah, it is, say it's the thing that you love, and it's the getting there, that it's the journey that's important.
That's it. Yeah. And as I was saying, it's that enjoying it and loving it. I think of all the jobs I've done. So I loved the coaching, gymnastics, when I was doing that.
Yeah.
This far outweighs gymnastics.
Yeah.
Maybe it's because I can drive, whereas I couldn't do gymnastics. I was never a gymnast
Right.
as I was growing up. I hated sports. I was a swimmer. I used to like swimming. I always had hate sports. I used to like swimming. I used to do motor racing. So yeah, which bit sporty, but not in the conventional sense. But yeah, there's so many avenues that you can do as a driving instructor. That you think, oh, you come in, you can just be a driving instructor. How wrong are you when you think that?
Oh yeah.
So that's what I thought when I first of all come into it.
Yeah.
Like, what is there to do now? I looked into it. Oh, I've got my fleet badge.
Yeah, we're working on that at the moment of trying to find a way of displaying the career progression or the instructor journey or whatever. I don't know, that kind of roadmap of going, here's opportunities. Just got an email about the DVSA jobs, examiner jobs out there. The opportunities that are there, that you can look at that. You can look at the disability side of things. There's the motor racing side of things as well that I know some instructors get involved in there. There's so many things that you can go out and do. Not necessarily, it doesn't have to be the whole, I'm going to go and do this. It can be fringe bits on the side.
Yeah.
I always feel that my role's made up of the toppings, not the pizza. I do a bit of this, bit of that, and I work well that way.
Yeah.
That strong foundation, the only thing I keep as that strong foundation is the fact I want to know what I'm talking about. I want to be good at it. I don't care what it is. It
As
hasn't.
long as you know about it.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
just like stuff. So yeah. Well, I think it's a lovely point to wrap it up. That everyone should love what they do.
Indeed. Yeah.
We haven't got to be. We don't need to know what we're doing next, as long as we know what we're doing now
Yeah.
and see where it takes you.
Joy in what we do now.
So, where can people find you? Because you during that conversation, you travelled all over the country, and I'm lost as to where you are now.
I am in Cambridgeshire, North Cambridgeshire, on the Lincolnshire and Norfolk border.
So, PDI training, disability stuff, or a good cup of coffee.
Yeah, and ADIs as well. So helping some local ADIs.
Cool.
One of them actually lives in my village.
You can't work with the competition. How ridiculous!
No, you've got to be friends.
It is.
Get on with everybody.
Yeah, I say it's
this
thing, isn't it?
Why be competitive as a person? Yes, people come to you. You want them to come to you because of you, not because you're dissing somebody else or somebody else is dissing you. You want them to know you and want to be with you.
I've always liked the don't make your light shine brighter by blowing out everyone else's candles.
Exactly.
I think that for me is why we're here, because I'm interested in what candles people have got. So thank you.
Have a light around you. Yeah.
So absolutely. So thank you. Appreciate you coming along and having a chat. If anyone else wants to come along and have a chat, it doesn't have to be a point. I think we found one.
Yeah, I did mention
awesome. So it's that thing of where are you in the industry and what do you think about it, or if you've got a specific. Admittedly, we're probably looking at Christmas now because I've had loads of people interested, which is great. Thank you, and I look forward to seeing you. Sorry?
Thank you for having me.
Absolute pleasure. When will I see you in person next?
The expo, probably.
Going to be the expo. Cool.
Yeah, I'll be there. And my PDI is going to be there.
Nice. I'm up against DVSA, no pressure. But you've got Terry and myself, DVSA at the end, to go and choose who you listen to.
Oh, no.
We'll leave it there. But yeah. Lovely. Thank you very much.
I think it might be not the DVSA.
Well, if you're there, it'll be a pleasure to see you in the room.
I will definitely make a point of coming to find you, Chris.
Awesome.
I'm telling you my name when I see you.
Everyone has to. That's the way it goes.
Yeah.
Pennie, see? Thank you very much.